Hello everyone and welcome back to the Emperor BTC channel. Today's video is another market update video. We'll be seeing what's changed since our last market update video, where we are at right now, and what I think might happen next. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So again, we've covered this on numerous occasions. We are within this higher time frame range still, so no need to spend too much time on it. You can see we deviated outside of it on the range low, and then we've come up and we've deviated on the outside of the range high. And we also had the SFP of the previous all-time high here, which we noted at the time. And since then, we have formed this lower time frame range or consolidation at range highs. So let's drop down to the lower time frame and see what's going on. If we drop down to the 4-hour time frame and look at our lower time frame range, you can see that we still have all the same levels in the chart as we did on Monday, I believe it was. This key SNR level I thought initially was going to be significant after we had this SFP of the range lows, and then we had this leg up. We had a lot of big green candles and nice volume. So when I thought when we got back down into this area, it would act as a strong support, it didn't. And you can see that we wicked up here, this zone, which is still acting as resistance over here as well, pushed us lower. And then since then, this level has been chopping and changing and not really providing any significant move in either direction. In our last market update video, I mentioned the indecisiveness of the market at the moment and that we had a lot of resistance overhead, but not too much support or any key levels below, outside of some of the levels below the range low of this consolidation. We did get a nice reaction here initially, and we did break back up and touch it for the flip, but with all the resistance we had overhead in confluence with each other, the sellers proved to be persistent and pushed us back down. We also filled in this naked point of control in the process, and we still have this one overhead. Currently we have this naked point of control just below us, and as I said in the previous video, one of the best plays right now is to just play the range and the value area. So you can see the confluence in this area that we had at the time. We had the naked point of control, which was here, we had the value area high, and then we had this supply zone, and then of course we never got quite into it. We had this naked point of control, and then this is the higher time frame range high. So there was a lot of resistance in conjunction at the time. So I'm not surprised we did get pushed down. Now we are finding some support in and around the value area low. And then it would be nice maybe if we come down and tag this naked point of control, which may push us back into the mid-range point. So this is one of the key lessons as a trader, depending on what your strategy is, and every trader has a different strategy based on their own data and their own personality. It is equally as important to know when not to trade as opposed to knowing when to trade. So right now I'm not looking for any significant positions because I believe that the current market conditions are low probability. Could potentially look for scalps within the value area. So we get up in here, you might look for a scalp long even back to the mid-range point, which is around our key SNR level. And then on the inverse side, if we do get up into the value area high and we get our lower time frame confirmation, could enter a scalp short again back to mid-range. But right now it's a coin toss between going back to range highs and range lows, so it doesn't make sense to predict either or. So if I just clean the chart up quickly and we do go to the higher time frame back to the daily, if there was a gun put to my head and I was told to pick up buys, it would be difficult to ignore the fractal pattern. So we're moving from range extreme. So again, say we have our range low here, we deviated outside of it, and then we pushed back up inside our range, accepted back inside. We deviated at range highs again, and now we've dropped back down inside the range. Another thing worth noting that's affecting price right now is the fear of World War III due to war between Israel and Iran. But usually a good rule of thumb is once you start hearing talks of World War III and the selling starts, it's a good time to buy, and then when you start to hear news that the war isn't going to happen and the market start to pump, it's a good time to sell. 99% of people lose trading, so it's best to not follow the masses. If we end up in a scenario where we SFP this range low and get down into negative point of control and there's the right setup, I would potentially look for longs back up. Same with this negative point of control at 94k, and then 92k would be a gift for me. I'd love to load up some spot bags here just for a simple range play back towards range highs. So the best advice I can give is more so a question to you. Are we in high probability market conditions? Can you say based on the data available, do you have an edge in the market conditions currently? That can be a yes or a no answer. Whether it is lower time frame scalps potentially within this consolidation, which eventually will fail because we will make a move one way or the other. For me personally, I probably will wait until we get an impulse leg in either direction before I do make a decision on my future bias. I am more so starting to lean towards potentially getting some bids filled lower and hopefully in this area for some spot plays. But until then, I'm happy to sit this chop out and let the market force its hand. And before I wrap up this video, I just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors over at Bybit. They're currently offering up to $600 in bonuses if you sign up using the link in the description below. All money raised from a referral link will be going towards my interns and their rehabilitation for their gambling addictions, so every little helps. That's all for today's market update video. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment below what you think of the current market conditions and are you trading it or not. And until next time, stay safe, happy trading, and I'll see you in the next one.